So recently, I decided to pick myself up the ROCCAT Kone Pro Air, what could possibly be the best ergo mouse that drops this year. Alright, so let me tell you a little bit about it and I'll jump into the details later. So it's an ergo mouse. Obviously it is wireless, there's no wire here, you can probably see that. It has an owl eye sensor, which is just based on the 3370. It has 100mm Titan optical switches. It's 75 grams listed on the box, but mine is actually 72 grams. It has heat treated PTFE feet, aluminum scroll wheel, and like I said, it's $130. Alright, now let's talk about the shape of the Kone Pro Air. Alright, so obviously it's an ergo mouse, and I think this could possibly be one of the best ergo shapes that releases all year. Obviously we have not seen all the ergo releases so far, like the Model D wireless or the X Lite wireless or mice like that, but this is one of the better ones that I've ever tested, really, to be honest. And to be honest, I haven't tested that much ergo mice, but this is my most favorite ergo mouse. I think it's insane for claw grip. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in the video is that my thoughts on the shape are obviously based on my hand size / shape. I have medium to larger hands. I think claw grip is amazing. And oh yeah, here are the measurements of the mouse on the screen right now if you want to look at them, pause. One of the things I really like about the shape is how it has this comfort groove for your thumb right here. The thumb has like a great place to rest, in my opinion. Doesn't leave it stranded or awkward feeling or anything like that, really. Great place for the thumb. It also has some other nice comfort grooves. The back hump, it doesn't go out too far, doesn't go too in, at least for my hand size at least. I think it's a great back hump. It doesn't really interfere with my aim or really feel annoying or anything. So yeah, I mean, overall, great shape, mainly for claw. You can do palm. I wouldn't really recommend fingertip though. All right, now let's talk about the build quality. So I have not experienced any squeaks or wobbles or anything like in the buttons or just like really in general with this mouse. I mean, I think it's built great, to be honest with you. Really no QC issues, physical QC issues. I gotta talk about some, you know, like software issues later. It does flex just a little bit if you really put pressure towards the front of the mouse. I don't know if the camera's really gonna see it because that's how minor it is. But yeah, just a little bit of minor flexing towards the front. I mean, you don't really squeeze the front that much, so I don't think it's big of an issue. So yeah, in the spots where the mouse can actually like flex, it's really not that big of an issue. Really hard to do naturally. You really gotta squeeze to get it happen, which I really don't recommend you ever squeeze mice like that. That's just how you break a mouse really easily for no reason. But yeah, I would say overall it's built great. One thing, I don't know if this is really just a build quality issue or just a purposeful like build design of the mouse, but whenever you kind of scroll the scroll wheel, you can kind of press down on it and get it to click a little bit, kind of easily, more easily than a lot of other mice I've tried. So if that's an issue to you, really do keep that in mind though. The coating on this mouse, to be honest, it's amazing. I mean, it's really easy to grip. It's not like overly grippy or anything like that. It's just a nice coating, especially on the sides where you can kind of see there's like a little bit like a groove pattern going on. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but it feels amazing right there, the coating. The top of the mouse coating is also nice too, pretty nice to grip. Doesn't make the mouse feel cheap at all. I appreciate the coating, I think it's great. All right, now moving on to the buttons, let's first talk about the left and right mouse button. So it does use their Titan optical switches, and they do kind of feel similar to other opticals out there. So if you don't really like the feeling of opticals, you're probably not gonna like the feeling of these because they do feel similar to other opticals. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. It does kind of feel like your average optical switch. They are light and easy to press. I mean, they're pretty responsive and all that. Like, it's just, you're not gonna have any issues playing with these in game. I would say they're mainly more for performance than actual feeling, because these do not feel as great like tactility wise like KL 8.0 or something like that. So it's more of a performance switch than a feeling switch, if you get what I mean. It has very little travel. I mean, it does have some post travel, but that's like typical mouse post travel. It's not gonna affect you in game. This mouse does double click. It's not the most insane double clicking ever. Like, it's not like 0 milliseconds debounce time double clicking, but it's definitely noticeable double clicking. Now, whether or not that's a great thing for you, it really depends what game you play. Like Minecraft players are probably cheering right now. Call of Duty players or like Valorant players or really any other kind of shooter game players are probably like, oh man. Yeah, it's not the most insane double clicking I've ever had, but it's still double clicking. These side buttons, I am a major fan of these side buttons. They're nice and big and just easy to locate with your thumb. The travel on them is not bad either. It has some post travel, but that's like nothing that's really gonna affect you in game, and that's like what you kind of see like on your typical mouse. But yeah, overall amazing side buttons. Some of my most favorite side buttons. I'm talking about the scroll wheel. The scroll wheel really isn't the best. It doesn't have the most defined steps of anything I've tried, but it's not like loosey-goosey G502 Infinity scroll wheel type of loose. Like, really, it's not gonna do that much to you in game performance-wise, but you want to see better for a mouse that's $130. It doesn't squeak or anything, but it does kind of have a slight like pencil sharpener noise like the Viper Ultimate. It's not as bad as Viper Ultimate, but it has a slight pencil sharpener noise. It is also made out of aluminum. I don't really think the aluminum does that much, not that much of a difference in gameplay. It's nothing special. It does get cold though if you have a cold room, but like it warms up really fast. Okay, now the last thing about the buttons, I don't know if this is like a software glitch, an input glitch, I don't know what this is, but sometimes when I was using this mouse, I would press one of the side buttons and then I would just set the mouse off to the side, and I wouldn't even be touching the side buttons, and it would infinitely just input like the side buttons. Like, my side buttons are bound to 1 and 4, and it would infinitely just type 1111 or 4444. Kind of like a glitch with it. Like it thought I kept pressing them and spamming them, but I really wasn't. Okay, I really don't know if you guys got what I'm explaining in this video right now, but imagine if your mouse just automatically made you do this a ton. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. I don't know if that's a software glitch. I don't know if that's the button setting false inputs, but it was a pretty annoying issue. I mean, I solved it just by turning it off and on again, but still, no clue why that happened. It was kind of annoying. It only happened to me twice though, in like the amount of hours I put into this, that's like nothing. But yeah, keep out for that. I mean, it's really simple, like fix, just turn it off and on again, but still so annoying when it happened in the middle of the game. All right, now let's talk about the glide of this mouse. Oh my God, the feet on this mouse are great. I really no need to core pad it, anything like that. They are heat treated PTFE feet, which kind of makes it feel like they're broken in already. That's what heat treating kind of does. And yeah, I mean, it feels great, like really smooth glide. Talking about the weight, mine weighs 72 grams. It's listed as 75, so I don't know how I cut that weight off, but yeah. 72 grams, very lightweight, especially on my hand. It just feels amazing. I really had no time to break in the weight or just get used to it. It was great. For the tracking, it uses a 3370, so yeah, one of the best sensors you can really have. And it does have some like ROCCAT magic on it. They kind of tempered around with it, raised the DPI or whatever. But yeah, great mouse, just really no lag or skips. In this software though, there is this cool thing where it'll tell you how strong your signal is based on how close the mouse is to the receiver. Like it'll tell you if it's excellent, good, poor, something like that. Really, to get in the excellent range, I had to keep mine within like 2 or 3 feet of the receiver. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The software, it's kind of annoying at first because you have to update the mouse a few times and you actually have to plug it in to get the driver update. Just pretty annoying. But once you got that done, the software is pretty simple, easy to navigate. It is like one of those softwares where you do actually have to hit apply to actually see the changes at first. It's kind of annoying. Meaning if you're changing the RGB, you have to hit apply every single time just to preview it on the mouse. Kind of annoying. So yeah, let's talk about this mouse, recap it, and tell you whether or not I suggest it. This mouse is great. This is the best ergo I've ever owned. Granted, I haven't owned that many ergos, but so far the best one. It has an amazing shape. This is one of my most favorite shapes I've ever tried, really. And like I've said in a previous video that I posted recently, shape is king pretty much, like Rocket Jump Ninja said. The supporting cast is also amazing to the shape. I mean, it has good feet, a good sensor, good buttons in my opinion at least. You can even use it in Minecraft because it double clicks if you're into that. Is it worth $130? If you main ergos, yeah, I would pick this up for $130 if you have the money, if you have the budget for it. I mean, definitely, this is gonna be one of the better ergos of the year, I feel like. If you don't main ergos, then you don't really have to get it for $130. I mean, if you don't already own a G Pro Superlight, I think you should probably save up the extra $10 or $20 for that over this mouse if you don't really care for ergos that much. I got mine on sale for $100 though, and if you ever really find it $100 and you want to pick up a new like top tier mouse, in my opinion, I think it's worth it. Definitely worth it for the $100, even if you don't main ergos that much. I think you should definitely try it if you have the budget and you really just want to try something new and good. But yeah, that's my opinion on the mouse. It's great. Definitely one of the most favorite releases of the year so far. Probably not the best because, you know, final mouse and all that. But yeah, this mouse is great. Yeah, see ya.